Hey, what's up, everybody? So I've got myself here and I've got Zach over here. A lot of you know him from the platform. The reason I asked Zach to be a guest today before we get into the market is the dude's blown up his account like everybody else, was just at $200 a few days ago or a week ago and took it up to 8,600. So there are a lot of things to do once you get to that point. So I want to ask him how he got to that point real quick and then just go over some rules. Once you take your account from 200 to 86, you trade a little differently. So Zach, thanks for joining me. Zach's West Coast, so it's crazy early for him.
Yes.
So tell me, like a week and a bit ago, you had $200 in your account. Emotionally, how are you feeling?
Bad, but it's kind of how I've been feeling because I've been my own worst enemy, and it's like one step forward, two steps back. Keep putting myself in a bad position after a good position, and it's just back and forth, just fighting myself. And I was fighting the trend. I genuinely like being bullish more than bearish,
Mm-hmm.
and I see a little rally here, and I make a little money, and then I lose it, and I realized I was fighting the trend, and I finally zoomed out. Matt always says zoom out. And I was like, I'm seeing a lot of bearish positions being taken, and I see the levels of the SPY with all the levels Matt's saying. And so I started taking bearish positions because I was like, I stopped fighting the trend. And so I
Okay, so
went
you're in SPY puts and your
by
200 goes to
200.
3,000.
Like it was like that Wednesday on the 8th or whatever. I was at 200. I switched to SPY puts. The very next day, banked. SPY dropped, and then instead of holding my position because they expired the next day, I did what Love preaches a lot. If you want to stay in a position but without losing your profits, take all your profits and then use half those profits and buy a lower strike further out. So you're still in the play, but it's with less risk and more time. So that's what I did. I took those profits and then I went out to the following Wednesday with a
Okay.
lower strike. And then Friday it dropped again, banked,
Okay,
sold.
so then you're 200 to 8,600. Now, I was talking to Zach before, and this is very important for anybody out there. And that's why I want to clarify. You take $200 and you turn it to $8,600. You don't all of a sudden over leverage yourself and trade $2,000 per trade and you make 4 trades and you're all in. You still trade the same way. He was at 200. I suggested to him, take a $200 position. You need to increase that. Great. You can go 5 times out. You're still in for $1,000. 7,500 on the side. He's going to get lucky this morning because the markets are going to drop. I'm going to add a slide real quick. Boom. Yesterday, this is where I was pointing out I wanted to enter into QQQ puts for my small account challenge. 282.52 is actually the number. I entered a little earlier. QQQ looks like it's going down this morning. Let's just remove that. Next, I just want to share with everybody. Let me just get a pen that won't permanently stay. Okay, so futures are down for the Dow 450 and for Tech 200. So I'm just going to draw out a scenario. We're starting down here. Do you think this is going to be the worst starting point and the worst point that we hit all day? Of course not. Futures are never like wherever the market opens, it's never like, okay, well, that was the lowest level. Or the market opens high and you go, okay, that was the highest level. No, so if futures are down here and the market's somewhat bearish, it might drop it open. They might buy it up real quick, drop again, buy it up real quick. And then at 9:45, all of a sudden we might see that turn where it takes us worse. So people said to me, hey, dude, you're in that small account challenge with your puts in the QQQ. What are you doing today? Well, right there, I just showed you. I would love it for the QQQ to open at like 275 and open. It was there pre-market, but it's not going to. So let's assume 277 is the open and actually goes up to like 279. I'm going to wait for that exit point. That's just me. I'm waiting for the exit point. So Zach, what are you in right now? Let's just go over that real quick.
SPY puts.
Okay, SPY put. So you're looking for the market to go down. Now, again, you're going to be in the same scenario as I am. SPY is going to open here down, which makes your positions green. It will likely dip, then spike, then dip, then spike. Are you holding for here, or do you plan on securing profit here?
So I have some that expire today and some that expire Friday. So I'm probably going to exit the ones that expire today right away. And I'm probably
Okay.
going to have time for the other ones. And they're more in the money. So I'm probably going to hold on to those.
Okay,
Because
cool. And just to explain to everybody, I'm assuming your position. So you'll look at the SPY and you'll say if it opens at, we'll just get my chart up here. If the SPY opens at 369, Your options, let's say your inputs at 375, you'll say, I get $6 immediate value, and then I get the time for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Or if your options expire just Wednesday, obviously the time is a little less, and you'll say, okay, it'll give me $1.10 for that. So then you do the math and you're like, I'll get 500 for the value, $1.10 for the time. I will sell them for 610 and feel happy. So everybody goes on and picks their own exit point. But the point is, if you're looking to sell on open, you're not looking to see where the price lies. You're looking to decide in your mind, okay, well, I have these contracts. I would sell them for $5.95 and feel good because I paid on average, after I average down maybe at $4. So if I could sell at $5.95 and I'm in at $4, that's a 50% profit and I'll be damn happy. Is that kind of the attitude you're taking, or do you like to wait and see?
Well, lately I've been a little bit more risky. I'm kind of like a little bit more like Love. I'm a little bit on the riskier side. I'm okay seeing my account go from here to here to here, because during that range, when I was getting up to 8K, I actually got up to 6,000. And then the next day it went down to 3,600. So almost down 50%. And I averaged down. And then the next day, boom, and then I was at 8,600.
Okay, stop right there, because that was an excellent point, okay? Dude was at 3,000, woke up the next day at 6,000, okay? It dropped to 3,600. And now a lot of us, and I'm speaking to people that are watching, a lot of us, you're at 6, it drops to 36. You're like, I'll get me the fuck out. And you sell your position at 36, knowing that you were at 200. So 200 to 36, you're still like, I'm crushing it. Others, now he mentions Love being more risky. I don't see her as more risky. She's more content, and she believes in her strategies. So knowing that the market goes like this, Love is like, okay, we're just at a high point. I know we're going back down. So a lot of people say risk. I call her like balls of steel if I was going to say something like that, because I don't have them. I'm that dude that was like 6,000. I would expect 8,000. When it drops to 4, I go, okay, 4 and I'm out. I look back the next minute, it's back at 5,800. And I'm like, shit, that $1,800, even if I had waited 2 minutes, would have been something. I happen to do that a lot. My 5-minute rule, if I sell something, it goes in my direction no matter what. So I just sell a piece of it now. With that said, I did want to introduce everybody to my ranges for today. So if you missed the video on Discord or Twitter, let's just go back. I'm going to review it. I'm not sure if everybody can see it, but let me just get the mic a little closer. All right. So Tuesday, we had 283 on the top of the QQQ, 278. So I drew them out. Right now we're at 276. So understand, if we spike up, 278 should be resistance. 275 is the next level down, which we actually saw pre-market. So if you're going to ask me at a bare minimum, what's the QQQ going to do? I'd say we at least hit 278 and we at least hit 275, which is pre-market. So if I'm looking to exit out of my QQQ positions, my puts, I'm looking for at least 275. Now, going into trading yesterday, I said I was looking for 278 and better if I can get it. So the fact that I'm looking for 275, I'm going to stand whole put to that. Yesterday, QQQ 5 points, SPY 5 points. So we'll look at the SPY today. If you say 5, 6, 7 points and we open at 369 or even 370, okay, you're probably going to see 366 on the low side today at some point, again, because we're in a bearish market trend. But let's say 368, and let's say you go 7 points. You're 368 to about 375. So you have to understand, everybody, just what the ranges are. If I say like the range will be a 5-point range, yesterday we opened up down 5 points and then there was a 5-point range. So it was actually a little larger. So again, you're looking for the close of yesterday, which on the SPY was, let's just go back to help everybody on the SPY. I'll make this quick. And then guys, if you have stocks you want to talk about, please bring them up. So let's go. SPY is 369.27, but closed at 375. Okay. So the point is we're already off 6 points. So if the range stays pretty narrow, I would say, yeah, 366 on the downside and 375. Maybe we get to a break even later today if the markets rebound and are strong. Again, I find that hard to believe. And I'll make 2 points. The UK came out with their inflation gauge and it's up higher than they thought. And then they said that it'll probably be 11% at some point this year. And Canada came out with their inflation range this morning as well. And that shit was like 4% over 0.4 over the estimate and still on its way up. So even though gas is going down, oil's going down, the 10 years going down, which all should be good for the market, I zoom out and I'm like, that's worse. Okay. With that said, let's see. Any questions today about specific stocks? Let's see if we can get to those. So you're in SPY puts. So you think the SPY is going down. If the SPY goes down, Apple, which contributes 7% of the SPY, has to go down. So let's look at some stocks. I see NEO, and then I see someone's asking about Rivian. So what I like to do is I like to go to the daddy of them all, which is Tesla, and that's what I'll look up first. And I'll say to myself, holy shit, Tesla was up 9.5% yesterday. And at some point yesterday, it was actually up 11% because we have a few Discord members who own stock in Tesla. And I'm like, I sure as hell hope you sold the spike. So Tesla's off 1.67% pre-market. I happen to think Tesla can contract all the way down to like 689 this morning, which would be 10 points, which would be another 1.6%. So same as, and I'll get to NEO and Rivian, same as futures were down a certain level and then they since rebounded. I think we're going to hit those levels again. So if Tesla hits those levels, Tesla will be off 3% at some point today, which is double what it's off right now. But let me look up, we'll look up NEO because that was the first one asked, and then we'll go to Rivian. So NEO's had crazy strong demand. I'll just show it on my phone. You're looking at this side here is what's happening of late. The point is there's inflow, it's going up, but we know that nothing goes straight up. So the good chance that if the market is red today and NEO has a pullback, NEO will probably pull back under $21. The fact that it's 22 pre-market, and I'm saying it pulls back under 21, that would put it down 6% today. So someone's asking about NEO. So yeah, I mean, I would look at Tesla to go down 3 to 4%, NEO to go down 6%. It's probably only off what? 1.5% pre-market, 2%. So I'm looking for things to get worse. Revlon announces bankruptcy. Yes. So here's the crazy. Have you seen this one, Zach? Did you play any meme stocks?
No.
Okay, they're not terrible to play. If you look at AMC or Revlon now, or Mullen was a piece of shit, but there are some others, Redbox and stocks like that. All right, so what's going on with Revlon? It's bullshit. It's that the valuation of the company, if you look at the entire valuation of the company, it's probably like 400 million. So somebody said, okay, if they don't go through bankruptcy, if they restructure, if they get a loan, their title, their marketing, everything's got to be worth more than that. And they probably put like, I don't know, $1 billion on it. They said, okay, $1 billion is fair value. So Revlon was traded in like the $1 range. Then I saw it went up to $2, then $4. I think I saw it hit $8 this morning. I would stay the hell away from it. I would, if anything, you might want to short it. I mean, it's at $8.34. Again, ever since they announced their bankruptcy, just inflow and crazy volume compared to what they used to do. Though they probably used to do 100,000 in volume. Now they're doing 6.6 million before the market. And the valuation of the company, again, is $330 million. That's it. For $330 million, you could buy the whole company. But the company already announced they're going to go into bankruptcy. So yeah, I would stay the hell away. Let everybody that's having fun with these meme stocks have fun. All right, Zach, can you explain how you took your 200 to 8,000 again?
Yeah, it was real simple. It's just all SPY puts, and I just kept rolling them. Like I had market momentum on my side, obviously, but I was on the right side of the trend, which is the most important thing. And I had good entries. Some I had to average down, but for the most part, I had good entries, and I just rode that momentum.
Right, and the market had its worst week last week in like years, right? So yeah.
Well, it's not on my side, so it owed me. So
yeah, exactly. So some people, yes. I mean, you robbed from the market enough times. You stuck to your convictions. Congratulations. The market had one of its worst weeks. Now, what I told Zach is, please do not expect a 4,000% return this week. Don't expect to take your $8,000 and then have it return into $320,000, because that would be the same from 200 to 8,000, from 8,000 to 420,000, it would be the same return. So it's highly unlikely.
I've kind of done it before too, and then blew it up too. So I'm the king of up accounts. If I can come back from the grave, so can you guys. Just if you love trading, you love doing this, just never give up. Just never give up. Anything could change just like that. So I have to say.
And Zach's correct. I mean, we can get huge returns, and there are ways, and I'll give everybody some insight. If somebody is looking to play lotto positions, and a lotto position is I invest 200 and it goes up 400%, it's worth $800 overnight. There's a specific time and entry for those. Okay. They would be you considered a day trade, but you probably want to enter around like 3 p.m. on Thursday. So let's just say the market looks like this at 3 p.m. on Thursday, and you say, okay, I'm going to take some SPY calls at this level, all right, that expire Friday. What it is they're out of the money. The market momentum is going down, so you could perhaps get a SPY call for like 26 cents. Then when the market opens here the next day and spikes up here, your SPY call from 26 cents is now worth like $3, which would be like 12 times. So if you put in $200, there is a way to return $2,400 and get a massive return. But it's not from playing an option as soon as the market opens Wednesday at 9:30, Thursday at 9:30. If you want to take lotto plays and you hear people on Twitter or your Discord or whatever talking about lotto plays, you want to hop into them 5 minutes prior to the market close on like a Thursday when the market's beat up, and you have to take the complete opposite position and you have to be correct. Or if Thursday's crazy strong in the market and you're like, okay, I'm going to take puts right here at the top before the market closes, you're hoping that Friday you wake up and futures are down like today and the market throws up on itself. And that's how you get a 12x, a 15x, a 20x return. Now, for anybody that wants to throw $200 into a position, say, I'll try it out this Thursday, go for it. For anybody that's saying, I'm going to take 20 out of my 22,000, I'm going to go into some crazy SPY calls on Thursday. Don't do it unless you need that $5 million to bail your friend out of jail. It's probably a losing proposition. All right. Somebody asked me, Matt, are you in any covered calls? So covered calls are if I own stock, right? If I own stock, as long as I own, 100 shares per every one option you can sell. So say I had 1,000 shares of Apple and I wanted to cover myself, I would sell calls out of the money, collect the premium. I could sell 10 contracts and I collect, let's say $3,000 or something to that extent, or maybe a little less. But the point is, that's what I would do. No, I'm not in covered calls because I'm not holding any stock long enough. I still am a bear in this market. I still think crypto could go lower. I still think tech and the SPY can go lower. And when I say lower, we're currently at 369 on the SPY. If the market falls, we could see a level like 339. So we could see like 30 points off the SPY, which would be like 8% on the market going lower. Zach's nodding, so he thinks the market is shit as well. Here's the crazy thing. Institutions came out this morning. I already tweeted about this and maybe dropped it on Discord. But here, let me see. Canada reports annual inflation of 7.7% versus 7.3%, fastest since 1983. If you do the math, that's 39 years. Goldman Sachs comes out this morning, and they said they could see the S&P 500 at 3150. Whoa, 3150. We're at 369 now. So if you're talking about 315, you're talking about 315 as opposed to 369. That's a 45. They're talking about the market could drop another 13%. That's what Goldman says. Morgan Stanley is more bullish. They see the market dropping to 3,400, which would be 340 on the SPY. Again, if we're at 370 and we drop to 340, you're talking about 9%. So you have two major banks that came out this morning and they said, we could see this. And then they're talking about recession and 40%, 60%, 80% say we're in recession. Who the fuck cares? We're looking to find out how to trade the market today. So that's exactly what we're doing. Ellie, I'm a little late. What are my thoughts on the SPY today? You've got puts that expire 6/24. I believe the 24th is what, Friday, because that's when mine expire. So Zach, you're in some puts that expire today, and you're in some puts that what, expire 6/24 as well, or go out to next week? 6/24?
Yeah, 24th, yeah.
Okay, so we can talk about the SPY. Let's talk about the SPY level right now. Let's just see. We're at 369 pre-market. Okay, so we're at 369 pre-market. As I explained, if you think we're going to see the worst right now, then yes, you want to sell your SPY puts at open, but that shit never happens. So what's likely is we see a lower level on the SPY. So if we're at 369 pre-market, if you want to even be bullish on the market and say, okay, it's not going to throw up on itself completely, the next level down from 369 is 366. So I would say Zach, Ellie, anybody else in SPY puts, 366, it could get a bounce. Now, it could drop lower later in the day, so that's truly up to you. But I would say to myself, just the same way I said my exit on the QQQ was going to be 278 yesterday, but we saw 275 pre-market on the QQQ. My exit is going to be 275 today. It could drop to 271. I could be leaving a shitload on the table, but I know my exit strategy, and if it goes to 275, which we're not far from, I'm going to make over 100% on my trade. So that's my inkling. Zach, what are you thinking about your exit on the SPY? Are you good with 366, or are you looking for something even worse?
I'm probably going to look for 366 for the ones that expire today, but
Yeah.
lately, the SPY.
I'm only smiling because I don't believe you.
Right? Diamond hands.
No, so 366, if it breaks 366, you're probably going to see 362. It doesn't mean it's going to go from 366 to 362. Because here's the problem. A lot of times we see some squiggle shit. It doesn't fall off the map like this, so it fools you because it looks like it's going to rebound. And you're like, oh, it's going to rebound, but then it drops lower. It's going to rebound, then it drops lower. And then finally you get the drop at some point during the day. Yesterday, my eyes were hurting me at like 1:30 p.m. I sold my puts. And then 5 minutes later, the market dropped to where I thought it was going to go. I waited for a rebound and I re-entered them.
Yeah, lately the SPY's been at the lowest point towards the end of the day, which has kind of been helping me keep my diamond hands because I just ignore the in-between stuff. And then at the end of the day, it has that drop. And I'm like, sweet, there it is.
Okay, somebody thought I answered the question for you. So let's go back to that SPY puts. SPY's at 369. I will zip it. What's your exit strategy, Zach?
So for my puts that expire today, I'm probably going to look for 366 because that is, a slight support level, and they expire today. Even if it goes down lower in the day, the premium could be less than it is in the beginning because they expired today. I've learned that the hard way. Even if it goes lower than it is now, your option is still worth more in the beginning of the day. But for the ones that expire Friday, as I was saying, the SPY has usually been at the lowest. If it's a red day, it's usually at the lowest point towards the end of the day, like around 3 o'clock for you guys, 12 o'clock for me. So that kind of helps me hold diamond hands. If I think it's going lower and it's kind of going up and doing all this stuff in the middle of the day, I kind of just ignore it and, don't look at my phone. And then I'll check it an hour later and it's starting to go down. I'm like, oh, there it is. Psyched everyone out. Had my diamond hands. Let's make some money. Yep. Now that could not happen, but for the past week and a half, on the red days, the SPY has been at the lowest point towards the end of the day. So I'm probably going to hold my Friday puts through the day at least and see where the SPY ends today.
Perfect. All right. Well, let me just show everybody what's happening to the market pre-market, and then we'll get right to trading. So let me just draw this out right now. Again, futures were here. It looks like we're up here right now. We're probably going to spike it open, and then a drop, spike, drop up. Okay. So this is the ugliest chart I've ever done, but futures were here when the live stream started. Now they're here. Now the NASDAQ is only off 1%. What's probably going to happen is we're probably going to spike at open to where we closed at yesterday or something like that. However, I tend to believe futures. So when we get that spike, I might re-enter some puts, and I expect the market to drop. Then we'll be at this level. This will probably be around 9:45, somewhere around 10 o'clock or 10:05 a.m. I expect this. But this is the pattern we've seen for the past couple of days. Even yesterday, it went up like this. Then we had a nice drop before it rebounded. So again, I'm looking for the same pattern, which is usually a dip and then a spike at open, a dip and then an even higher spike after, because people like to be bullish on this market and people like to buy the market up. But what the futures are telling me is that the market is going to be red today and probably a little bloody. So that's what I'm looking to do. I guess that's about it. So everybody, thank you so much for Zach for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Again, more questions tomorrow. If you want to talk about the small account challenge, talk about certain stocks that we want to trade. Give a little more. Say, hey, Neo, it could be a red day today. If it is, could Neo go to 20? What would be our entry? So let's work on it. Hey, I feel like an idiot. I feel Neo calls around the table. Yeah, why not? I mean, Neo's had strong demand. So if they're buying up Tesla, if they decide to buy up Rivian, I was just giving you my prediction or my estimate. If they're buying up Tesla, watch it because they'll do the same with Neo. But understand, Chinese stocks and companies, the Hang Seng went down 2.5% overnight last night. So I would not be buying Chinese stocks today. That's what I think. And we'll see everybody later. Let's get to trading, everybody.